Yeah, it also means the aid bill from Western nations like the US and ourselves that perhaps wouldn't be required to be that large and ongoing. But if I could change tack for a moment here, Stella Assange has made the connection between Navalny and her husband, Julian Assange. Is there a parallel here?
No, there's not. And look, Julian Assange's case has gone on a terribly long time, as is widely acknowledged. It's also remember that much of that time was of his choice to sit it out in the Ecuadorian Embassy in London, refusing to appear in court and refusing to deal with the justice system. The rest of it is of course, the complex process of appeals and the like, of which he is perfectly legally entitled to do so.
Yeah.
But Julian Assange is facing the justice system in the United Kingdom at present. That's the justice system that we built our own justice system in Australia off of, and it is one of the most widely respected systems of justice in the whole wide world. Alexei Navalny was put in the Russian system with cooked up charges to prevent him from having a political view in the Russian system and ultimately murdered in a Russian prison. So it is chalk and cheese.
Indeed, but you say, he refused to face the justice system, perhaps after 5 years in Belmarsh prison and going through the appeals process. Some might say he was right to do that, or he had a reason to do that. Do you think his only hope now is some kind of pardon, diplomatic immunity? Does Australia have the wherewithal, the political pressure to be pushing Joe Biden to do this? Would you encourage him?
Well, you saw in terms of the US that as they dealt with related cases, that there were ultimately reductions in sentences or the like given. But of course, that was after those cases had been resolved. In the case of Julian Assange, we're nowhere near that point yet. He is still fighting extradition in the UK courts. That's a matter that is really one for the UK courts. Of course, he's held on remand in large part because judges in the UK have presumably assessed the past behaviour, the time spent in the Ecuadorian Embassy, as meaning he poses a risk of not presenting to court. And these are complexities that are in part of his own making through that time. So, yes, we would all wish, frankly, I'd wish that we didn't see as much time spent on Mr Assange's case, and for he and his family and his loved ones, I'd wish it had been resolved many years ago. But let's not pretend that that is some failure of the justice systems in the resolution of those cases. It is in large part because of actions he's taken throughout the duration of those cases.
Yep, and this is talked about as his last appeal. We wait to see the result of that in the next couple of weeks. It could be days, but more likely weeks. Simon Birmingham, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, LJ. My pleasure.